So today I'm going to show you how to actually get more clients out the door and just close more project without having to do more work, more labor. You just have to fix this one problem. And trust me, this will make a huge difference. Speaking for myself, speaking from 50 plus projects with client, I know this is a major issue for a lot of people. And the main thing we're talking about today is how to actually win without having to do more work, right? Because a lot of people do have a nice service, they have a good offer, they have the $100 million offer from Hermosi, they have um, guarantees, refunds, whatever, but they're still missing a very core part, which is this, right? People don't know where the leads are stored and where to actually get clients. I'm just going to walk you through a very short tutorial, just how to build out a scalable system with a platform like ClickUp, and just overall how to get more clients out the door without having to do more work. So this case, let's just get straight into the content. So first off, we're going to have a very core and a very easy explanation just on how this works. So imagine this is in four different steps, right? We have step number 1, number 2, number 3, and of course we have number 4. Those are the 4 core steps. So we're going to have, bottom line of course is just this will be, we have cold email LinkedIn management, or just kind of where you get your lead sources from: cold email, LinkedIn, paid ads, referrals, whatever you use. Just identify your core audience, right? Identify the core audience, where you get the leads from, if it's just for referrals, cold email, cold outreach, manual LinkedIn outreach, whatever you do, just list those, right? If it's LinkedIn, list that. If it's cold email, list cold email, right? Super straightforward. You have, of course, core KPIs. You have like 100 outreach per day, 2 new inbound demo requests is the goal. Like, you still have to have some goals, right? Just because, like, hey, I do cold email, but you actually send like 10 emails a day or 100 emails a day, right? If you're thinking about just scaling and just getting more clients, of course, you have to have a core KPI on how many emails you're sending, or how many cold outreach, or how much you're spending on paid ads, or whatever now you do, right? So if that makes sense, you identify. So let's just list my core sources, right? My 3 core sources are, one, of course, is cold email. I'm a big cold email guy. I love cold email. I think it's one of the most straightforward and cheapest way of getting clients, right? That's number 1. Number 2 is LinkedIn. Slow burner, but I have recently got into LinkedIn again. So LinkedIn, cold email, and I do have a lot of Upwork requests, right? Those are my 3 main goals. The reason I do like Upwork a lot is just because the, like, sure, pricing is an issue, but I have retainers on a monthly basis from Upwork just because they love my work so much, right? So Upwork is a very like black and white kind of platform, right? Some people hate it, some people love it. I just think it's a very good way of getting easy clients out the door. If you're valuable enough, and if your core services or your just skills are valuable enough, of course they will hire you, they will love you. So, and if you're of course not valuable, and if you're from like a third party country, you also have advantage because they pick you because you can have a lower price and so on. And if you are a higher paying country like myself, it's kind of more difficult to get things around. But yeah, those are my 3 core platforms which I use for outreach in this case, or just getting my clients. Main core. I do have referrals. I do have like like other sources, but those are my 3 main sources, and cold email being the number 1. Right? We do send out of cold emails on a monthly basis. So core things, KPIs. I do have the numbers. Let's say I have like 50, or I usually do it like this. I do like 1 LinkedIn post per day, and so on. Like, those are my core KPIs. I do, let's say, I think I do roughly 1,000 to 2,500 um, cold emails per day. Kind of depending on volume, what I'm sending out, if it's links, not links, videos, looms, custom videos. I mean, it depends on kind of what I'm doing, right? In short, cold email, KPIs. So number 1 thing you have to do now, like the core thing you have to do, is you list and you capture the leads in some sort of way, right? If it's through API, webhooks, forms, tallies, type forms, whatever you use, just make sure to enter those clients. If you have a high volume of clients, if you're doing like referrals, not referrals, but if you're doing like paid ads, paid marketing, you do have to, of course, you have some systems to capture the leads automatically. But if you're doing like LinkedIn, you have to track them and you have to add them either manually or automatically, depending on what kind of system you use. So please Like one of the most core important steps here is just to add the clients into a system. I'm going to give you the exact system I use later on a video, so you don't have to create stuff yourself. You can just copy me. So you get the point. You set core KPIs. You get kind of the links, tags, whatever you track from. So let's say you can create a tally form, a LinkedIn form, I don't think LinkedIn form is a thing, tally type form, and fill out forms is a free option which I use a lot. So like there is workarounds. So find a form or click a form which I show you later online in this video, and of course you just store raw leads in an inbox. I'm gonna show you this in a very short way. So you mark them qualified, unqualified, set budget, lead scores based on yeah lead scores based on budget, complex size, urgency. You sync to ClickUp you say per make, or just using ClickUp, kind of depending if you have like paid ads. If you have like paid ads, you of course link to another platform with through make. Use Typefork, Tally, or Calendly. Kind of depending on kind of how you track information. You do follow-ups, you do track engagements, you set timelines, you share like super core. When I follow up with my clients, make sure to follow up with value, right? Don't follow up with some super useless stuff. Follow up with true value, right? Give something out for free. Say, hey, I just made this new template. Hey, I just made this new landing page. Hey, I just add this extra page. Let's say you're selling a website. You have a cool website, and then you follow up again, and you created a new page for them, or we created a new, let's say, new task, new picture, new format, right? Follow up with value. That's the most important things. And then you convert those clients into booked calls, close the deal, and then start delivering, right? So, very short kind of explanation how this works. I'm going to give you the exact system. So, we have a very short gamma, one simple sales dashboard that helps you book more clients today. I mean, for every week you delay this setup, you are losing leads you have already paid for, or paid by time or by money. That's completely up to you on how to do outreach, right? Because you either pay by time that you put in, right, like LinkedIn, or you paid by money, which is both time and of course a lot of the money into ads. So this system can be easily done in under 5-10 minutes without a doubt. It doesn't really take a long, and I do have a private video. I'm gonna give you a link to access everything for free in the description. So if you want like more systems, more tutorials, I have everything for free. Just so we can try out a couple copyright. So who's this for? If you're a creative marketing agency or just agency overall, I think this is a big thing. Um, People are still, of course, tracking projects, and it takes longer than expected, which I'm major thing, of course. Teams using Slack or memory to keep track of what's been delivered or just leads. Also major thing. Like you get the point. You don't want to be the guy who loses so much of this because you're not following up with leads or just not tracking them. That's a quite a silly decision. So my name is Max, whatever. Some fun stuff if you want to read about more what I do. I don't want to bore you enough, but okay. Why are you even here? Well, in short, you're forgetting leads, you're getting chased by clients, you're drowning in DMs or sticky notes or nothing at all, just on pure memory is a big thing for me or for my clients as well. Just relying, like, I have people who do client work just by on memory, right? They say, yeah, I had a client from LinkedIn once. He had everything just through pure memory, everything, like his internal employee communications was through just straight up email, right? Which is absurd thing. Um, I mean, you're not really lazy. You're still doing the work. You're still putting on the hours. You're just not seeing the returns just because you're not tracking anything. So why this works? It's very simple. It's nothing complicated. It's not a course. You don't need a full CRM. You just need a small, a simple system that works and it works very well, right? You don't have to have a full-on super fancy pipeline. You just need a system that works. That's all. So I will give you a pre-built ClickUp board. If you don't know what ClickUp is, if you're new to ClickUp, it's a task management system which you can customize to your CRM, project management. I mean, you can do whatever you want to ClickUp, which I do love. Perfect for scaling or just building and delivering tasks. So everything is already set up. Qualified content one lost. A what to do checklist. I have a 3-minute loom, which I have up here. Which if you can ever just want to walk through it again, you can just check out the loom, right? So super simple. And yeah, how to set your duplicate ClickUp board. You add your leads manually or by import and use the checklist daily. Now, to set this up in a very short way, you just press on the link and just copy this. I'm just going to see. So you copy that link, right? You use template, and within like 3 minutes, you have a new system, right? Super short. It doesn't take long to set up. So, in short, this is how the lead system will look like. You have, okay, imagine your funnel, your lead sources. Let's say you have a new client, right? You use the project intake form, right? You're going to either share this to your team. If you have like employee setters, just copy this and share this to your team and make them fill out the form. Super simple. And they can just fill out the form. Hey, I just got a new client from LinkedIn who is interested from my appointment setter. You fill out the company information. Contact name is myself. My budget. Maybe you don't know what the budget is. We can change this later online if you have like headcount instead. So you know how big the company is. If you have something else like location, state, whatever. Let's say a budget of 10K. My email is maxi at welldesigned and my phone is just whatever. I don't think that's a valid phone number. Okay, just let me use a Swedish phone number instead. Okay, right. We submit. My email, of course. So this can be filled out how many times you want. I have a redirect to my website, which is fun. Okay. I didn't even know that, to be honest. But yeah, you can change it, of course. Um, interesting. So this is filled out. You can go into back to the board and you have a new form submission here. Of course, to customize this in short, just go into project intake form, go into the settings. You can see I have the redirect to my own URL. You can change it to something else if you want. Nothing to your client website, to a Trustpilot or whatever you use. You choose, right? A button label, you can have something if you want. I just have submit. I assign tasks to myself. Super simple. I just think it's easier. In this case, we're going to go through the tab up here, right? We have automations. I'm just going to assign when task is created. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me see if I can. So just go into automations, go into manage automations, go into, I'm just going to turn this off, it's old. When task is created by the forms, we're going to create, let me see, you can create a subtask task. Like if you have multiple things to do to a lead once they come in, you can of course add that, change that. It's super simple. So in short, the left lane will be your client names, and the rest of course is kind of company name, client name, whatever you use. Then you have of course placeholders. You can change the budget to something else. You can just write, let's say, head count, or you can use of course like employees is the same thing, location. Just use whatever information you have and input that. Like the more information you have about the client, with like website, with employee amount, with revenue, with funding. I mean, the more information you have, the more chance you can kind of close them, because you know some backgrounds, you can know the goals, maybe you know kind of what industry they're in, what niche they're in. I mean, you can add whatever you want, right? So add the relevant information. Perfect. So I've now updated the logic here, so we can just go in, write the company name, the contact name, the budget, my email. If you want to email me, just go ahead, and my phone number. If you want to call me, just go ahead. That's not my real phone number. Pretty close though. So if I just press on submit, we can just go to the master dashboard, and we have of course task grid from automation. That's not the best thing to have. Of course I should remove that old automation. So when task is created and create company name, that's kind of right. So if I now try this again. So let's say you get a brand new, let's say you get a prospect interesting from a LinkedIn post, right? You think this is a potential client now. What you do is you enter their company or information, you enter their contact name. Hopefully this works now. And you enter the budget, the contact email, and of course my phone number. This is, you can add more options. You can add like lead source. I mean, you can add a bunch of different things. I'm going to update this. That's not even my right number. Email is not. So in short, we have the master board, create a new task. So how to make this 2 times better? Like this is only a fraction of actually possible, right? So in short, basically what to do, let's make this a step further. If you want to customize the forms or add your own logo, I mean, you can change a bunch of things. Of course, for your interest, you have to have required paid plan on this. It costs like, I think $19 a month, which is super cheap for the whole system. I mean, imagine you close one more client per month. Like only one more client per month pays for this 3 years in advance, right? I mean, it's a huge thing. So in short, if you want to add even more things, we can have stuff like the lead source. So just enter the lead source super quick. In here, you also have, of course, what else can we have? Assign persons if you have more team, money, signatures. Let's see. Let's see if I can add some other fields. Let's add a drop down called headcount. And you have 0 to 1, or just 1 in this case. 1. We have, of course, 2 to 10, 10 to 50, and let's just, or 11 to 30, and then 31 to 50, right? Great. We have a new drop down to pick the, let's see if it, head count. We have a new drop down inside of here. Let's just make all options dark or without the color. I think it looks better in my opinion. So in short, let's say now we got a leading board, we can delete those old ones. You just want to onboard them, right? So you go into here, you go, let's say, actually, let's make this even better, right? We can add a question. We can add the head count option. So, share this to one of your team. You copy link, you share this, super simple. You share it, fill in the company information, the contact name, right, myself, the budget. The budget is, let's say, 5,000. My contact name is well designed. My phone number is just normal. Lead source, I got this lead from actually a LinkedIn message. And their head count is, let's say, 11 to 30. You can remove this reCAPTCHA just for like spam sakes. Submit. Now, this, of course, not redirects to my own system. But yeah, now you have a brand new leading board. I mean, everything is set. I mean, to make this a step further, go into project intake form. You can assign people. So if you want to assign myself or some other else, just press on them. They're assigned automatically. I mean, they get notified as soon as a lead comes in and they can just kind of handle everything, right? Super quick. You can set due date, assigns. I mean, if you have like a due date of tomorrow, right? Or let's say you always have a due date of 7 days ahead, right? Super easy to set. Like if you want more things added, I mean, let's say you can add due date instead of here. So the due date is, let's say, a week forward to contact them again, or 3 days before. So settings, we can add any questions, add due date, when to follow up, right? New thing, I mean, once the due date is passed, yesterday or let's say today, right? Super simple. Everything gets running. So set the due date, make everything super. Like the goal here is, you can see, if the due date is today, it's going to add the follow up, right? Automations are set, everything's up running, right? The biggest mistake I see in companies is making it way too complicated, having a very bloated systems with a bunch of leads. You just want simple systems. And you say, oh, hey, my team has like 15 employees. I can't have a small system like this. You filter by assigned persons, filter by stage, if status is active. Now only have 3 clients to look out, right? Build the right way, make everything up and running. I mean, there's a bunch of things you can do to reduce the amount of tasks in general, right? So super simple. If due date is after, if it's like 1 day after, it's going to automatically move the thing to, of course, follow up. Super simple. Everything's up and running. We have client names, placeholders. Everything is super simple. So If you want to download the same system, of course, I have the link in the description. You can just copy it. You can download everything completely for free, set it up. Of course, you can add like webhooks, API request, add everything up running. I mean, this tool alone, like if you just follow up every 3 or 4 days, every week, depending on how frequent it is, if you follow up with value, I mean, it makes a huge, huge difference. I mean, the amount of leads I have lost just because of slow follow-ups is absurd. Truly, it's absurd. It's easily in the five, maybe even six-figure range, right? Who knows? Just by not following up with leads, which is huge. So having a system like this does save me a bunch of time. I mean, just calculating everything, and you can add like small stuff like this, like LinkedIn outreach. I have last updated was, let's say, the 27th of July. LinkedIn out total sent 125 now. Total submitted books is 7. Closed clients is 3, right? You can have some sort of booking system. I mean, you can add whatever you want instead of here. You can customize it however you want. I just think it's a huge game changer to just see stuff. Use the dashboard. You can see how many open tasks you have. You can see your tasks due this week. You can see what's on your calendar and so on. You can integrate this one with the Google and Apple Calendar. So your meeting can be all your meetings, of course, can be integrated inside of here as well. So truly a game changer. Please try it out. Add all your leads, add old leads, like add leads from like 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago. Put them in here, put them in the follow-up stage, and just follow up with all your leads. I mean, truly, just follow up with all your leads. It will make a huge, huge difference. Truly. I mean, add all the leads you have, add everything, like all the information you have, website, headcount, budget, location, add everything. You can add a rating. I mean, if you like this, let's say you had a meeting with them, we didn't close them, right? Rating. They are a 2-star, they are a 5-star. Let's say you don't want 3 stars, you want 5 stars, or like you can add amount of stars you want. See kind of how you can just filter. Okay, I want the people has like the highest amount of stars or lowest amount of stars, right? Super simple. I think it's a huge game changer. I don't think this filtering works. Yeah, but you get the point. I mean, if I think you can do this like this. If rating is, yeah, set or not set, okay, whatever. If rating is equals to like at least 4 stars, right? Then you can follow up with them. If they have like 1 star, you just ignore them. So, anyways, I hope this makes sense. You can have probably a good view of how to just kind of justify and just get a bunch of more close deals in a very short way. Of course, if you want more systems like this, I would give you a 12-step free guide. If you download this one system, I'm going to give you everything. It took me a while to write that. So if you want like a full-on system with client delivery, with offboarding, onboarding, leads, everything, just download the 12-step free training. You will get exactly everything I've built in just a couple minutes, right? It's a huge game changer. Just having proper systems inbound can make a huge difference in your pipeline. I mean, truly. So try it out. Test it for yourself. Of course, if you have any questions, just contact me at moxie@welldesign. Thank you and good luck.